Let's be honest. No caregiver ever wants to admit this out loud, but resentment is real. It sneaks in during the long nights, the endless demands, and the moments when you feel like your whole life has been put on hold. You love the person you're caring for, but sometimes you feel trapped, drained, and even angry at them for needing so much. And then, right on top of the resentment, you pile guilt for even feeling it. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone and you're not a bad person. Hi, I'm 𝗥𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗃. My wife Sonia was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in January 2020 at the age of 65. I've seen too many caregivers suffer physically, emotionally, and mentally, oftentimes more than the loved ones they care for. I was determined not to let this disease take me down, and I found a way to cope. Now I help other caregivers do the same. I face just about every emotion on the caregiving spectrum: stress, anger, guilt, and yes, resentment. It's one of the emotions we almost never talk about because it feels shameful, but pushing it down only makes it grow. So let's talk about it. What it really is, why it shows up, and how you can handle it in a healthier way. Resentment usually shows up quietly. Maybe you've said yes too many times when you wanted to say no. Maybe you're the sibling who carries all the weight while others check in once in a while. Maybe you miss your freedom, the ability to plan your own life without needing to schedule around someone else's care. Or maybe you've simply been giving more than you have to give. Resentment builds when we feel unacknowledged, unappreciated, or unseen. It's the emotional build that comes due when we keep overdrawing from our own energy bank without making deposits back into ourselves. Here's the truth. Feeling resentment doesn't mean you don't love the person you're caring for. It means you're human. And that humanity is exactly what we need to honor rather than bury, so we can process it and move forward. Step 1, name it without shame. The first step is to give resentment a name, out loud, without judgment. Try saying to yourself, I'm feeling resentment right now. And that doesn't make me a bad person, it makes me human. Naming the feeling disarms it. It separates the emotion from your identity. Instead of, I am resentful, you say, I am experiencing resentment. There's a huge difference between the two. Step 2, identify the root. Once you've named it, ask, what's underneath this resentment? Is it exhaustion from lack of sleep? Is it frustration that no one else is helping? Is it grief for the life you used to have? Often resentment isn't about the caregiving tasks themselves. It's about unmet needs. Your need for rest, your need for fairness, your need for recognition. Step 3, release the pressure valve. Here's something I've learned. Resentment is like steam in a pressure cooker. If you don't release it in healthy ways, it explodes. That release might look like journaling, getting every unfiltered word onto paper. It might look like exercise, burning off that pent-up energy. It might look like talking with a trusted friend who won't judge you for being honest. Whatever it is, you need safe outlets to let the emotion out rather than letting it build in silence. Step 4, reset your boundaries. Resentment thrives where boundaries are thin. If you're always saying yes, if you never ask for help, if you refuse to take a break, resentment has a perfect breeding ground. It's okay to set limits. It's okay to say, I can't do this all by myself. It's okay to delegate or ask your siblings for help or to hire outside support if that's possible. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're essential. They keep caregiving sustainable instead of crushing. Step 5, reframe the story. This part takes practice, but it's powerful. When resentment shows up, ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now? Maybe the story is, I'm stuck, I have no choice. That story creates more bitterness. But here's another story. I'm choosing to show up in love even when it's hard, and that choice says something about my strength. Changing the story doesn't erase the hard parts, but it changes how much power resentment has over you. Step 6, reconnect with what matters most. Finally, remember why you started this caregiving journey. Not the daily grind, the deeper reason. For me, it's love. My wife Sonia may not always remember the details, but she knows I'm there. And deep down, I know every act of care I give is a reflection of that love. Resentment doesn't disappear overnight, but when I come back to my why, it softens. It reminds me that my identity is bigger than the hard moments, that caregiving is not only about duty, but about love, connection, and legacy. So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to know. Resentment is real. It's normal, but it doesn't have to define you. By naming it, finding the root, releasing it in healthy ways, setting boundaries, reframing the story, and reconnecting to your why, you can transform resentment into resilience. I want to hear from you. Have you felt resentment in your caregiving journey? What helped you move through it? Share below. I read every comment. If you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, or like you're losing yourself in caregiving, you're not alone. That's exactly why I created the Caregiver Mastery System, a step-by-step emotional roadmap to help you manage stress, anger, and burnout, so you can care for your loved one without sacrificing yourself in the process. Inside, you'll discover how to say yes to yourself without guilt, reduce overwhelm, and reclaim peace, even in the hardest moments. I call this Heaven Island, a place of peace, clarity, and deep acceptance, where you can show up for the one you love without losing who you are. And just so you know, this isn't some time-consuming program. I didn't create it to add more to your plate. I built it to take the weight off your shoulders. The lessons are short, practical, and easy to follow. And if you apply what I teach, even for just a few minutes a day, I guarantee you'll start to feel a real difference in 2 to 3 weeks. Click the link below or visit caregivermasterysystem.com to get started today. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. I post new caregiver support videos every Monday and Thursday. And if this message spoke to you, use the hashtag #CaregiverMastery so others can find the support they need too. You're not alone. Let's get through this together.